Good morning, children. Welcome to the new session of Standard 6th English 1. Today we are going to see the new topic Wall Magazine. Okay, now, children, Wall Magazine is a part of a print media. There are various types of print media that we come across: newspapers, magazines, direct mail, billboards, directory advertising, transit advertising, but we are going to see only the part of magazines today. And from magazines, we are going to see the wall magazine. Okay, from my magazines, we are going to see wall magazines. Now, let us see what is a magazine. Children, a magazine is a periodical written for the general public to inform and entertain. This is what you buy in the grocery stores, drug stores, etc., often referred to as popular magazines. Okay, so you understood in short what is a magazine? Now let's go further and see how many categories of magazine are there. Students, there are many types of magazines as you can see on the screen. There are auto magazines, there are business and finance magazines, there are children's magazines, there are computer and electronics magazines, and many more. You can see a lot of them. Okay, but the most seen or the most used of them are these types: the sports magazines, then the fashion magazines related to fashion, then the comics that you all children read, remember, then auto magazines related to cars and bikes, and then cooking magazines what your moms use. Okay, now let's go and move further. Now let us see what a magazine means. What does the word magazine mean? A print periodical containing miscellaneous pieces such as articles, stories, poems, and often illustrated. As a fashion magazine, a gardening magazine means whatever related term, what type of a magazine it is, that is given as its name. Also, such a periodical published online means it can be published online also. A similar section of a newspaper usually appearing on Sunday. It can be called as a Sunday magazine. Then we are going to see what is a wall magazine. A wall magazine is a periodical run on a notice board, especially in an educational institute where the students and other members of the institution can post their articles, poems, drawings, and other such compositions to share with each other. I hope you understood what is a wall magazine in short, children. Yes? Now we are going to turn to our lesson. Now what does the lesson say? Let us see. 2.3, a wall magazine for your class. Students of 6th A bubbled with enthusiasm all the time, be it sports, hobbies, or studies. This year they surprised the rest of the school by bringing out a wall magazine. The idea became so popular that soon there were unique wall magazines in almost every class in the school. This is what class 6th A did to plan and prepare their wall magazine. Now here you can see those children are preparing. Okay. Now let us read the lesson. First, the students and class teacher of 6th A brought several children's magazines and pages of children's sections in periodicals and newspapers to the classroom. They studied the contents to see what all was included in the magazines. There was a tremendous variety: stories, poems, puzzles, riddles, craft ideas, informative articles, interesting tidbits of information, jokes, board games, book reviews, quizzes, study tips, health tips, and even recipes. There were also columns about students' achievements, doubts, and problems. These columns were run with the help of teachers or parents. After studying all the material, a discussion was held in the class to choose sections for their own magazine. It was decided that there would be at least 4 issues of the magazine. There would be a separate team for each issue. The team would have an editor, 1 or 2 sub-editors, illustrators and writers, those who actually copied or typed the issue in beautiful letters. Anyone in the class could send contributions to the issue. The editors would select the articles to be included and their decision would be final. Thus, there would be 4 different teams to work on the 4 issues. The columns, regular features in all 4 issues, were planned with the help of the class teacher. Apart from the editorial teams, more groups were made to run columns like craft ideas, recipes, I need help, science corner, etc. It was the job of these groups to collect material for their respective columns. With the teacher's help, a prominent place was fixed to display the magazine in the classroom. A long discussion was held to choose a good name for the magazine. So students, from this part of the lesson, what did we come to know about the lesson A Wall Magazine for Your Class? We come to know that in this lesson, the students and the class teacher of 6th A had decided to make a wall magazine, and for that they brought various children's magazines and sections or periodicals, newspapers, and started seeing the contents of it, started studying the contents of it. Okay, and they also saw what was all included in the magazines. They studied and they decided upon the contents and the columns that they were going to include in their wall magazine. Then a discussion after that was held and the sections were finally chosen. Okay, and then they decided there will be 4 issues of the magazine and each issue will have a different team so that everyone could give their share of participation. Then they planned to divide their team into editors, sub-editors, illustrators, means the artists, means the people who make the drawings and all, plan the drawings and all, and writers who write various columns like stories or news, everything. Okay. Now what is an editor, children? An editor is a whole and soul in charge of a newspaper or magazine and decides what has to be published and also checks the material that is going to be printed. Anyone in the class would be able to participate in making of the magazine. Okay. The editors will decide which articles have to be included in the magazine. And then they prepared 4 different teams to work on it with the help of the class teacher, and so decided to choose a good name for the magazine. In this way, whole class and the class teacher, all of them participated to make a wall magazine. Yes, children? Okay, so are you tempted to do something similar for your own class? What are you waiting for? Go ahead. On the next few pages, you will find some specimens from the wall magazine of 6th A. We are sure you are going to create, or you can create, even more interesting pages if you use your own ideas and talents. So, the first comes the jokes corner. Okay, there is a page for the jokes. Then comes the science corner, where you can get all the information related to science. Then what comes? Then comes the guidance corner. Means if in the magazines also, if you have seen, there are some columns asking what should we do if we have such kind of a problem, what should we do. So they have created a guidance corner also, for which the teacher will give them the answers. Then they have also created a poetry corner. Okay, so small poems from the students of the 6th A, they compiled all them together and turned into a page. So children, this is the way how the magazine is created. Now let us see how we can create a magazine. Now we are not going to create a magazine for the class because our school is closed, but our house. Okay. To subject is decided, we are going to make a wall magazine. Okay. Then choose a title. I have decided to create a travel magazine. Now this we know we are going to create a magazine, and that will be a wall magazine. So the first and the second parts we have already completed. The third one is choose your cover article, means your main article. Then find your cover image. Then what is the main image that you are going to include? Okay. Now find your next one, design your masthead. Masthead means design your masthead means you have to decide on a title. Now if you are going to prepare it for your house, what title will you give it? Let me see. When you show me, when you send me the pictures, I'll come to know how creative you all are. Then write body articles, means what articles you are going to include in it, like the science part, the jokes part, or anything else what you want to include in your part of the magazine. Then incorporate the graphics. Then for each part, suppose if you have taken a science part, then what graphics, means what pictures you include for that. Okay. Then decide on feature articles, means what, take a topic, decide on it and write on it and stick it on your magazine. Okay. Now I will advise you children, when you are making a wall magazine, try to prepare a box and put the papers into it so that you can change it whenever you want. You can change it daily or you can change it once in a week. I would also tell you to include thought of the day in your magazine. Now let's move further. I'll show you some examples of the wall magazines and see how they have prepared. Okay, can you see this? Now they have created this in the form of a collage. You can properly arrange them also. I'll keep the proper heads, mastheads to them, and you can go on. Now, the activity that I am giving you. Prepare a wall magazine of your likes and dislikes in various subjects like food. Then you also have to include English part in it, jokes, short poem which you have to write and put. Then important days in September. What are the important days? 5th September was your Teachers' Day and 9th September is our Founders' Day. Okay. So you have to include all these things. And in whole September, what are the important days? Make the list of it. Write it in colorful manner and then display it on your wall magazine so that you do not forget the important days in September. Then you also have to get a science corner. Any information of balanced diet, or you can also explain what is a balanced diet and include different images for it. Then you can also include mathematics, in which you can show. Now in mathematics you are going to tell about an unknown fact. For example, how zero was discovered, or how Pythagoras theorem was given, or anything, any unknown fact about maths. Okay. Then geography. In geography, in your textbook there are many do you know columns. Okay. I want the questions and answers of that being written on the card sheet and put it on your wall magazine along with the answers. Then for history, place you like to visit. Now you can write about the place which you want to visit and the information about it, how you will travel there, how many kilometers is it from your house or from your city. Okay, all the information. And what are the specialities over there, what sightseeing, what food, everything. Okay, so that will be one of your column. Then Marathi, any poem or short story in Marathi which has a moral. Same goes for Hindi also. Okay, then now in general knowledge, you can give the seven wonders of the world, the names of it, how they became the seven wonders. So 7 days you will get one day you can explain about one, you can tell the information about one, right? Then you can also tell some information from your encyclopedia every day, one new fact. Okay, so all these things you can share. So like this you can divide your wall magazine into different parts and make a box out of it, a small box in which you can just slip off your card which contains the information about it. So it can be useful not only for you but any of your family members can read it and improve their knowledge, and it will be an entertaining thing also. Or if you have your younger brothers or sisters, even they can gain knowledge by this. Okay children, I hope you understood the lesson and you will enjoy doing this activity. Okay, thank you so much for listening patiently, and this is your teacher Dipti Kamalwar signing off. Now let's meet in the next session. Goodbye until then.